What's up, everybody? It's Billy Briz, aka at Getting Bills over there on Twitter, back with another one of these NBA DFS videos. Yeah, it's Saturday, but the grind is still alive. So let's get straight into this 5-game NBA slate that we have for today. I'm just going to go position by position like I did yesterday. Not really going to go team by team because I'm not really liking any sports bets for today. A lot of teams on back-to-backs, a lot of weird spreads, and a lot of heavy favorites. So overall, I think I'm going to skip on this betting slate. So we're just going to go position by position here. First things first, we got Trae Young here, $10,200. Feels like a very expensive price tag here for Atlanta, who's on the second game of a back-to-back here. Very interesting price tag, though. We'll see how ownership goes. That's usually how I go with Trae Young. Yesterday, he turned out to be pretty chalky, so I went with Kyrie Irving for half the ownership, and he turned out to outscore Trae Young yesterday. Turned out to be a really good pick. Had a couple of those picks yesterday, like DeMar DeRozan and stuff like that, if we're looking at yesterday's slate. But today's a new day, so it's Trae Young at $10,200. Seems a little bit expensive, but if you want to go there for GPPs, I don't blame you. Definitely one of the highest ceilings on the board today. But I don't know personally if I'm going to go there if I'm playing just one lineup. Second player in the player pool we're going to look at is Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is $9,000. Feels a little bit too expensive, so I'm not going to go there today. I'll be more inclined to go with the Toronto guards, either if it's Kyle Lowry or Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet, though, $7,700 may feel a little bit expensive over there on DraftKings, but $7,500 over there on FanDuel, you'll get a cheaper price tag. I'll add him to my player pool. I don't think that's too far off at the shooting guard position. You just want the highest scorers at that position rather than multi-positional eligibility like you would on DK. I don't feel like Fred VanVleet's that far off from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander point per game wise in this matchup here. It would be pretty interesting to see how the ownership goes, man. This seems definitely like an ownership type of slate, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, definitely my favorite option here from the Oklahoma City Thunder. $7,900 listed over there as shooting guard on FanDuel, $8,200. Definitely seems like one of the best stud plays of the day against Orlando. It would be pretty interesting, though, if OKC can keep this game close, man. But I'm not going to play this slate like if there's any blowouts or anything like that. But I'll definitely keep it in the back of my mind as I'm going through my player pool. Also, Malcolm Brogdon, if you want to go with a safe cash game floor today, $7,400 over here on DK seems pretty safe with Malcolm Brogdon. And then we also have Colin Sexton, $7,100 and $6,800 over there on FanDuel. Overall, though, I'm kind of rather play a guy like Darius Garland over here on DraftKings at $6,000. He has a $7,500 price tag over there on FanDuel, so you're getting about $1,500 difference here. There's not really a bunch of mispriced players on this slate, but Darius Garland definitely feels like one. Without Kevin Love being on the floor, all the usage rating should bump up for Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, and Andre Drummond, and also Larry Nance, who's also popping up over there on FanDuel, since small forward's always going to be dead on FanDuel. Oh, man, don't even get me started on FanDuel small forward today. Is absolutely, completely dead. We'll talk about that a little bit when we go through the small forward position here. Also going down the player pool, a guy that could be potential value is Elfrid Payton, but I kind of don't want to go there. With a bunch of the guards being back for the Knicks, ultimately, it kind of cuts down on the safety and minutes of Elfrid Payton, especially with a guy like Austin Rivers being back. Maybe some guys are going to go to Elfrid Payton if Alex Burks, who I think isn't going to play today, is personally going to be rolled out. But there's a value play over there in the shooting guard position that I kind of like more if I'm going to punt at that position. But I like Markelle Fultz here at $6,200. Instead of playing Elfrid Payton, I would much more inclined to go overweight on Markelle Fultz here. Not really coming in too high owned either. Better price tag over there on FanDuel at $5,800. I think this is a pretty good spot here for Markelle Fultz. He's been playing pretty well so far this year also as well. Big return point per dollar, I feel like, at $6,200 over here on DK and $5,800 over there on FanDuel. I feel like Markelle Fultz can absolutely smash that price tag. Also going down a little bit cheaper, FanDuel, where you at? FanDuel, where you at? I'm trying to smash these player props on LaMelo Ball, but they're not going to post them. Not going to play them on DK. But if you're sports betting today, Take some LaMelo Ball props if you're looking for a little same game parlay for the Hornets and Sixers. Eric Bledsoe, though, $5,700. Over there on FanDuel, way too cheap of a price tag, probably like $1,000 difference more. I'm looking at my board right now. Yeah, $4,600 is about $1,000 difference between the websites. Much more inclined to play Eric Bledsoe over there on FanDuel at $4,600. It feels way too cheap of a price tag for the floor that he can possibly give you. But, maybe his floor isn't too safe, hence why his price tag is $4,600. But still, over there on FanDuel, that's way too cheap. Definitely going to get to some Eric Bledsoe and GPPs and potentially cash games if certain value doesn't break the way I think it will. Also going down the player pool, I don't know why people are going to go to Michael Carter-Williams. I'm definitely not going to go there. Instead of playing Michael Carter-Williams, I'd much rather play a guy like Aaron Holiday. He got the start with TJ Warren being out for the Indiana Pacers. I really like this spot here for Aaron Holiday, considering there's no clear values on the slate. I feel like Aaron Holiday can definitely get the job done here at this price tag, $3,800. Feels a little bit too cheap here for Aaron Holiday, considering he got in foul trouble that last game. So I feel like if he didn't get in foul trouble that game, he would be his brother's price tag, somewhere around that $400 range over here on DK. But instead, on DK, he's $3,800, and on FanDuel, $3,700. Definitely, if you're looking for some value today, Aaron Holiday definitely seems like one of the best value plays of the day. Hence why I'm not going to really get to a guy like Oladipo and Malcolm Brogdon too much, because I really like Aaron Holiday today. There's really not a lot of value on this slate. As we go over to a shooting guard position, though, like I said before, you got Colin Sexton cheaper over there on FanDuel than he is on DK, but ultimately Darius Garland seems like the best value from those two teams. Also, RJ Barrett definitely should, real life wise, been playing horrible, but fantasy wise has been getting it done. His minutes seem very safe. Overall, if RJ Barrett can improve his I'm looking at his stat sheet here. Since the Sixers game, 0 for 6 from 3. Next game, 0 for 4 from 3. Cleveland, 0 for 3 for 3. And 0 for 8 in that last game against Toronto. So RJ Barrett, man, if he can find the bottom of the hole finally, he's definitely going to pay off that price tag at $6,500. And definitely one of my favorite plays of the day over there on FanDuel at $5,900. Real life wise, I know it sucks to play RJ Barrett, but on this slate, I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of RJ Barrett. There's not a lot of value on today's slate, so it kind of builds up this mid-range option a little bit. Leading the way is definitely going to be RJ Barrett for me, for ownership for me. Going down a little bit more, I'm not really going to play a guy like Seth Curry. Says Alex Burks is questionable here for the Saturday's game, but I don't think he's going to play. If you watch any of that Knicks game, of that last game that they played against the Milwaukee Bucks, not the game that they played against the Milwaukee Bucks. The last game that he played was against the Milwaukee Bucks. But the last game that I watched in the Knicks, the announcers were saying that Alex Burks might be out for a week or two. And I don't think DK's up to speed on that one so far. So that's really going to pop up a guy for me. Where's he at? Reggie Bullock. Man, $4,400 feels a little bit too expensive over here on DK at $4,400. I thought he'd be below 4K like he was on FanDuel. On FanDuel, he's $3,600, $100 more than the bare minimum price. I feel like he's going to be a viable play over there on FanDuel, especially if Alex Burks is out today. That's really the guy that I'm going to pop into my player pool. Is going to be Reggie Bullock. He didn't do so bad in that start that last game. And also to increase his safety of minutes is going to be Kevin Knox. I don't think he's going to play. He was a little bit he got banged up in that game. So hopefully if Kevin Knox is ruled out and Alex Burks is ruled out, Reggie Bullock can move his way from a GPP fringe guy, value guy, up into a cash game staple today. But that's one news to watch out for. And one guy to keep your eye out for is Reggie Bullock. I feel like his projections on the projection systems are way too soft for the minutes that he's going to see for today's game. Also, I skipped over the Atlanta guys, but the Atlanta guys also got a price bump up. Cam Reddish, $5,000. Don't know if I'm going to go there besides GPPs, but I add him into my GPP player pool. Also, Kevin Herter, $4,500. If you're looking just for a fringe safe floor, I feel like Kevin Herter could definitely get the job done there, especially over there on FanDuel at the shooting guard position. $4,000 seems pretty cheap, but I would try to find my way to get that $600 more to get up to Eric Bledsoe if I'm going to play him over there on FanDuel. But Kevin Herter could be a interesting GPP option today, considering there's no value on this slate, man. No clear values, I should say, on this slate. Also going through the shooting guard position, there's somebody else that was there. Now it's probably at the small forward position for me. Small forward today also seems pretty dead, especially over there on FanDuel. I feel like Gordon Hayward's a little bit too expensive here at that $7,200 price tag. Victor Oladipo could be pretty interesting for GPPs today, $6,700. Not too shabby of a price tag there for Victor Oladipo. If you're looking at game stack this game, I definitely feel like one way to get different is to go with the value play of Aaron Holiday, getting Oladipo with Sabonis and running it back with RJ Barrett and Julius Randle on the New York side. If you want to get there, I'm probably going to get there for one of my GPP lineups. For the people that don't know, I usually play cash games, single entries, and 3 max, and then I max multi-entry over here on DK. But I usually hand build a lot of my stuff over there on FanDuel, just because it's pretty fun compared to just using Fantasy Cruncher and pressing the optimize button and just going with whatever they pick me. But as I digress a little bit, we'll go a little bit farther down the player pool. This is the guy I was looking for. DeAndre Hunter, $5,300, maybe a little bit too expensive over here on DK, but $4,600 over there on FanDuel. Like I said earlier, small forward is pretty dead, so I got both the Atlanta guys on my small forward player pool so far over there on FanDuel, Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter looks like the better point per dollar play at $4,600 over Cam Reddish, which I feel like his $4,600 price tag, he can definitely pay that off over there on FanDuel rather than playing him over here on DK. Going down a little bit more, if you want to go to Cedi Osman, go ahead. I don't think I'm going to be that guy today. If you want to go to Norman Powell, I don't think I'm going to go there. That was more of just because Siakam was out. I don't know why Siakam was out. If you're going to punish a guy, at least let the people know, man, a couple hours before the slate starts. Just don't hit us with that news 30 minutes before the game, man. That was a big wrench into my day, man. I was pretty high on Siakam that last game out. But Siakam, $8,300. He should be playing today. I like his price tag over there on FanDuel a little bit more. $7,800 feels like a little bit of a better point per dollar price tag there for Pascal Siakam. Power forward's pretty deep today over there on FanDuel. You got at the top, Sabonis leading the way, $9,400 on DK and FanDuel. The cover boy of today's video. One of my favorite studs on the slate. I don't feel like he's that far off from Joel Embiid's production, and the price tags are way completely different, especially over there on DK. I do like Domantas Sabonis today. I'm not going to be scared of the blowout. With a guy like TJ Warren taking off the floor, that should definitely bump up his usage enough where he should be, I think, the safest stud on today's slate. That's why he's the cover boy, $9,400. I will be getting to a lot of Domantas Sabonis today. Hopefully the public isn't going to be on him because I don't really care about his ownership on today's slate. It's such a short slate that I want to get the highest raw projection players mixed in with some low-owned guys and go along with my way and just pray for the best today. Julius Randle, though, $9,100. I feel like this is an adequate price tag over here on DK. But over there on FanDuel, $8,000, way too cheap. Definitely Julius Randle is going to be one of the power forwards I'm going to lock in to my cash game lineup today. Who the second one will be, it's going to come down to Domantas Sabonis and Zion Williamson, because Zion Williamson, $7,800, especially over here on DK, feels like too cheap of a price tag considering the ceiling that we saw from him early on to start off the year. Maybe some people aren't going to want to go back to Zion here because the last few games he's been in severe foul trouble, which has ultimately killed his production overall. But if you saw his production in the beginning of the season, or if he played Zion early on in the season, he was getting double-doubles like left and right. I thought we are going to see a double-double machine this year out of Zion. But Zion's definitely going to be a part of my player pool today. I'm going to try to get some Zion today. I don't know if I'm going to go there for cash games. Like I said earlier, I really like Sabonis and Julius Randle over there on FanDuel. Going down a little bit more, though, John Collins. Definitely a guy I'm going to add to my GPP player pool. You can't ignore his production of recent, even though I don't think I feel like this is too pricey of a price tag over here on DK. More inclined to play John Collins over there on FanDuel at the $7,000 price tag. But he got the job done in 25 minutes last game against the Brooklyn Nets on the second game of a back-to-back. I mean, they're on the second game of a back-to-back tonight. So he got 25 minutes in that first game against Brooklyn last night. So his minutes, I think it will hover around that 25 through 30. And if he gets 25 through 30 minutes and does that same exact production as before, he would definitely crush that FanDuel price tag at $7,000. Maybe a little bit too expensive there over there on DK. I feel the same exact way about Larry Nance also as well. Small forward, like I said earlier, is pretty dead. So I'm going to be smashing a lot of Larry Nance over there on FanDuel. But on DK, this feels like a little bit too expensive of a price tag. I would be more inclined to go to his teammate Darius Garland at the $6,000 price tag. Also going down my player pool a little bit more. Not going to add a guy like OG Anunoby. I did on that last slate. Got absolutely completely burned. I don't know if I want to go back there. Gallo should definitely still be out today. Another injury news, like I said earlier, to watch out for is Kevin Knox. Says he's probable for today's game. That's pretty interesting. I thought he wasn't going to play for today's game. Maybe I should bump down Reggie Bullock's minutes a little bit for me. But let's see what the chat's got to say before we go over to the center position. What up, Boston Nick MMA? What up, Connor Mack Picks? Make sure you check out those guys over on Pub Sports Radio. Connor Mack and Ian Cameron went live right before this, going over their top NCAA plays of the day. I'm definitely on that Oklahoma State plus 8.5 with you, though, Connor. That's my only sports bet of the day. Really high on a couple of their players. I think one of their freshman is going to be a top 10 pick for this upcoming draft. So I'm always inclined to play those guys if it's plus 8.5 points. But if you want to tail that bet, make sure you use promo code PUBSports when you go over to mybookie.ag, and you'll get 50% off bonus on your cash deposit. Must be a minimum of $99 and 100% bonus on Bitcoin deposit, minimum of $100. If you want to tail me on that bet today of Oklahoma State plus 8.5, which is Connor Mack's best pick of the day, you should go over to mybookie.ag and plug that one in. Let's go over to the center position, though, and before we get on out of here, like I said earlier, I'm trying to make these videos just a tad bit quicker for the viewers out there. I know today's Saturday and you got a lot of things going on today. So we'll start off here. Joel Embiid, $10,000. Seems like he's going to smash in this spot. $10,500 over there on FanDuel. Better DK play than FD play in my personal opinion. But considering some of the centers on this slate, man, I don't feel like Joel Embiid's a must. I'm pretty interested to see where the ownership is going to come in on Joel Embiid. Probably going to flip-flop whoever the ownership is. If it comes in chalky, I'm probably going to go less owned on Joel Embiid, go underweight of the field. But if he comes in low owned, then I'm probably overweight the field here in this spot. I feel like Bismack Biyombo is going to get Joel Embiid is going to get guarded by Bismack Biyombo. Joel Embiid, if this game was close and you gave me 35 minutes from Joel Embiid, he's going to look like freaking Baby Shaq out there with 20 points and 20 rebounds. Not only is there a height difference, it's just a physicality difference. I don't think anybody on this Charlotte Hornets team is even capable of even standing in front of Joel Embiid, more or less of guarding him. So definitely love Joel Embiid today, as much as I think this is a really good real life spot for him. A guy like Andre Drummond, though, without Kevin Love on the court, should definitely raise his rebounding usage. $9,200. Pretty modest price tag, though, for Andre Drummond. I feel like Joel Embiid's floor is replicable of similar to Nikolai Vucevic. I feel like Vucevic is a better point per dollar play at $8,700 and then $8,400 over there on FanDuel. I feel like if you're going to play Joel Embiid, I feel like you should go to Nikolai Vucevic. I don't think they'll be too far off in ceiling of points And Vooch smashing that revenge spot against the Sixers that last time out. Man, he was trying to stick it to the fucking Sixers. For the people that don't know, Vucevic was drafted the year before we got Joel Embiid. And ultimately, after we got Joel Embiid and Nerlens Noel, we got rid of Vooch and sent him out the door overall. But Vooch, man, he must have been feeling real revengeful in that spot. Only played 24 minutes, but, man, he went 3 for 6 from 3. Something that you really don't see from Vucevic too much. Terence Ross is also in for today. I forgot to talk about that at the shooting guard position. Just got that news update right before we hopped up on here. Also going down a little bit more. I think potential. I went there last time they were on the slate, got burned by it. But especially over there on FanDuel, you can go there on DK also as well. Mitchell Robinson, $5,400 and $5,200. Good point per dollar play. And hopefully, man, one of these days we'll get a Mitch Robinson smash bot day. This guy always finds himself in the foul trouble one way or another. I don't know what's up with Mitchell Robinson sometimes, but he just seems like he could be such a good player, man. If he could just stay out of foul trouble and play 30 minutes a game, he would smash this price tag here. So I'm going to definitely get to him on this short slate. One guy that I didn't talk about so far, where is Clint Capella? Yeah, Clint Capella, really cheap over here on DK. $5,200 over here on DK. Really don't get this price tag. Maybe some people don't want to go to Clint Capella since Atlanta is on a second game of a back-to-back here. But Clint Capella has shown a pretty safe floor so far. Played 30 minutes in that last game. His minutes keep on going up. I think you should see about 28 to 30 minutes here for Clint Capella in this spot. Pretty good point per dollar play over here on DK. Don't know if I'm going to get there over there on FanDuel because you're risking so much by playing Clint Capella over the high price guys. And if you're going to punt at this position, I feel like the best punt play is going to be Aaron Baines, $4,200. Has been absolutely horrendous. I thought he was going to smash in that game that Pascal Siakam didn't play, but he ended up getting foul trouble, and Chris Boucher ended up getting the minutes that I thought Aaron Baines was going to get. But I do like Aaron Baines here in this spot, $4,200 against the New Orleans Pelicans. They're definitely going to have to use some size out there with Steven Adams and Zion Williamson, but that also could lead him into another game of foul trouble with Zion Williamson, who is definitely, I want to say off the top of my head, top 5 players going to the free throw line per game this year. Jacking up that stat, whatever that stat is called, but Zion definitely goes to the free throw line a lot here, so it could be potential bust spot here for Aaron Baines. But if he doesn't bust, I think his floor projection of what I see him as at $4,200 definitely feels pretty safe considering no value on this slate. Overall, though, that's what I'm really looking at on this slate. My favorite plays of the day are Colin Sexton over there on FanDuel, and then on DK, Darius Garland, and then Sabonis as a stud option. And then my favorite value play of the day is going to be Aaron Holiday. I'll type all that stuff up at the end of the video when I retweet it. Make sure you follow me over on Twitter at Getting Bills. If you like videos like this, make sure you like and sub to the channel. Leave a comment below of what website you play on. I'm going to try to gear my videos towards where more people are playing at, either if that's DraftKings or FanDuel. Let me know in the comment section below if you play on DK or FanDuel, or it might not even be available in your state. I don't know. And before I head on out of here, if you want to play some player props and prop up today, head over there to Thrive Fantasy and use promo code PubSportsRadio and win signing up today. And you'll receive an instant deposit match up to $50 on your first deposit of $20 or more. It's pretty good value. You could really get advantages over there on Thrive Fantasy. You pick 10 player props out of the 20 that they give you, and it runs up like a parlay, and it's like a player pool kind of thing where you go up against different people in contests and stuff like that, depending on the dollar amount that you entered in. It's a pretty fun player prop app that I use from time to time. They gave us a promo code that's PubSportsRadio. Make sure you head over there if you want to play some player props today and you don't want to play on the sports book or something like that, or the sports book isn't available to you. But overall, I'm out. Billy Briz. Have a nice day. Make sure you keep on cashing on those slates.